Welcome to Let's Listen, where stories speak to the heart and lessons stay for life. Here, we explore timeless tales that awaken emotion, wisdom, and reflection. This is Let's Listen, your space to feel the power of words. Today's story is The Last Lesson by Alphonse Daudet. It's one of those rare stories that remind us how precious our language, culture, and freedom are, especially when they are about to be lost. Let's listen. France had lost the war against Prussia, and the districts of Alsace and Lorraine had fallen under German rule. The new government had ordered that only German be taught in the schools. French, the language of the people, was no longer allowed. Franz, a little schoolboy, begins his day unaware of what's coming. He starts late for school, afraid of being scolded by his teacher Hamel because he hasn't prepared his lesson on participles. The morning is bright and beautiful. The birds are singing, the fields are full of life, and the temptation to stay outside is strong. But Franz gathers courage and runs to school. As he passes the town hall, he sees a crowd reading a notice on the bulletin board. For 2 years, all the bad news about lost battles and new orders had come from there. Franz wonders what the news might be this time, but hurries away. When he reaches the school, something feels different. Usually, there's a lot of noise, the sound of desks, the repetition of lessons, the tapping of the teacher's ruler. But that day, everything is quiet. Through the window, he sees his classmates already seated and his teacher Hamel walking up and down in his fine Sunday clothes. Nervous and breathless, Franz enters the class. To his surprise, Hamel speaks kindly to him, asking him to take his seat. On the back benches sit the village elders, old Hauser, the former mayor, the postmaster, all looking sad and serious. Franz is puzzled. Then Hamel begins in a calm, serious voice. "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin that only German will be taught in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The new master arrives tomorrow. Today is your last French lesson." Those words fall like a thunderbolt. Franz suddenly realizes what they mean. He will never again learn French in school. He feels guilty for wasting time, for not studying, for taking his language for granted. His books, once a burden, now seem like old friends he is losing forever. He looks at Hamel, the strict teacher he once feared, and now feels deep respect and sadness. Hamel, wearing his best clothes, is filled with dignity and sorrow. The old men sitting at the back have come to show their gratitude, to thank their teacher for his 40 years of service and to honor the country that is no longer theirs. When Franz's turn comes to recite, he fails to say his lesson. But Hamel does not scold him. Instead, he says gently, "See how it is. Every day we say, there is time, I will learn tomorrow, and now there is no tomorrow." He blames not just the children, but the parents who preferred to send them to work instead of school, and himself too, for giving holidays when he wanted to go fishing. Then his voice softens as he speaks of the French language. He calls it the most beautiful language in the world, clear, logical, and full of soul. He says, when people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. Franz listens deeply, understanding every word as if hearing French for the first time. After the grammar lesson, they began writing. The copies read, "France, Alsace, France, Alsace." The words seemed like little flags of pride. The classroom was silent except for the scratching of pens. Even the youngest children write carefully. The pigeons coo on the roof, and Franz wonders sadly, will they make them sing in German too? Hamel looks around the classroom, the walls, the desks, the trees outside, his garden, as if trying to remember it all. For 40 years he has taught there, and tomorrow he must leave. Finally, the church clock strikes 12 and the Angelus bell rings. Outside, the Prussian soldiers return from drill. Hamel stands tall and pale, his eyes full of tears. He tries to speak, but emotion chokes his words. Then he turns to the blackboard, takes a piece of chalk and writes with all his strength, "Vive la France! Long live France!" He leans his head against the wall and, without a word, gestures that the class is dismissed. It is the last lesson, not just of a subject, but of pride, identity, and belonging. You've been listening to Let's Listen, where every story finds its meaning. The last lesson reminds us that our language is more than words. It is our soul, our identity, and our freedom. Cherish what is yours before it fades away. Let's listen. Voice to thought, thought to soul.